What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish and Knuckles YouTube channel. Today is Expanded Thursday, and for those who don't know, one of my favorite decks in Expanded is Seismitoad Crobat. I actually won two cities back to back on the same weekend with Seismitoad Crobat, and ever since then I have been in love with the deck. It's probably one, if not the strongest decks in Expanded. It hasn't been doing so well nowadays because Trevenant Break does give it a lot of trouble, but now with Giratina that does change some things. But you're going to notice, first of all, I don't have the Giratina promo online. If I did have the Giratina promo online, I would definitely like 100% be playing that instead of a second Lysander. I would cut the second Lysander for a Giratina promo, but I do not have a Giratina promo online, unfortunately. But this deck's really strong, and the reason why I'm covering it today is because next week we're going to cover Seismitoad Decidueye. Coming into Sun and Moon, one of the most hyped decks is Seismitoad Decidueye for some reasons. I personally don't think it's not. I do not think it's stronger than Seismitoad Crobat. I think this deck is still a ton. I think it's 1,000% better than Seismitoad Decidueye. But next week we'll cover Seismitoad Decidueye. We'll see if it's actually a good deck or not, or is it a lot of hype. But for this week, we're going to cover Seismitoad Crobat, and the next week we'll cover Seismitoad Decidueye, and you can see the difference and see how they do play out. Now, 3 Seismitoad, we know Seismitoad does Quake Punch for 30. Your opponent can play 80 item cards, which is one, if not the strongest attacks in the game. Not even because of damage-wise, just because of how brutal it is. But the second attack is Grenade Hammer. You do 130 and then 30 to 2 of your bench Pokemon. And this is going to be an end gamer. You can Grenade Hammer for your last 2 prize cards if needed. Now in this list, we are playing Crobat, like I said. So Crobat has a free flight, it has a free retreat if no energy starts attached to it. Golbat has a sneaky bite, which lets you put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon with Supercross to do a 10 everywhere. And Crobat with surprise bite, which lets you do 3 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. And Skill Die for 30 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. And this is how we're going to boost our damage, using Golbat and Crobat, put a damage counters on different situations, and make it knockouts that way with Seismitoad Quake Punch. Now, I know we're going to talk a little bit early, but Decidueye GX has an ability, I can't remember what it's called, but you put 2 damage counters anywhere on your opponent's side of the field, and you can do this over and over again. The thing is, Crobat has free retreat, Golbat has free retreat, and Zubat has free retreat. And Decidueye does not have free retreat. I'm pretty sure he has a 3 retreat cost Pokemon. So already you kind of see the difference. Decidueye can put 2 damage counters every single turn, while Crobat and Golbat only come down when you put it from your hand. Decidueye does not have free retreat, Crobat has free retreat. So these are some of the difference that we're going to notice in these 2 videos. The list is going to play 1 Jirachi, Stellar Guidance, Let's Check Deck for any supporter card, and 1 Shaman to help set up. And I'm actually going to play Lugia. If you've watched my video from last year, I played a Mewtwo, but I have ever since went to a Lugia. Air Ball and Deep Hurricane is essentially just a better combination of attacks. Air Ball is just like, it's the same thing on X Ball with Mewtwo, but you have Deep Hurricane, which can do 150 damage if you want to pull that off to take your last 2 prize cards if needed. Lugia is not really used so much anymore. I might cut it for a 4th Toad, but it's still really good at Air Ball to know where to take some knockouts, which is really, really strong. And that's going to be the deck. The main difference between this and the other list, Decidueye, is you're going to play like a 4-3-3 Decidueye GX. I haven't played the deck yet. I don't know what it's going to be. Tomorrow, I'm definitely going to play a lot of Seismitoad Decidueye decks and see if it's actually good. So yeah, look out. We might be streaming some games for sure if the cards do come online tomorrow like they're supposed to. We'll play some Seismitoad Decidueye, we'll play some Umbreon, we'll play some other stuff as well with the new Sun and Moon set, if everything goes right. So make sure you follow the Twitch down below, twitch.tv/TeamFishKnuckles. Links are always down below in the description, so make sure you check those out. But we're going to play 1 computer search for consistency reasons. I know some people play Scoop Up Cyclone to return a Seismitoad in your hand, but I think computer search is a little better. We're going to play 4 lasers to put the active Pokemon poison, and you flip a coin if heads they are asleep, if tails are not asleep, and this is going to be another difference. I don't know if the Decidueye decks are going to play laser. They definitely seem really good. But in this list, we play 2 Silent and 2 Verbeek City Gym. Verbeek City Gym lets you where you do 2 more additional damage counters on your Pokemon between turns. So now Poison can help you out doing 60 in between turns. With Golbat and Crobat, you can do a ton of damage. But in Decidueye, you have to play 4 Forest Giant Plants. You have to play like 3 or 4, which means no Silent Lab to shut down abilities and no Verbic Seeded Gems to do extra damage. Now, like I said, I don't know how much of a difference it's going to make. We're going to find that all next week. But one Super Rod to shuffle a combination of 3 Pokemon energies back into your deck. 4 Super Scoop Up, which is how we're going to reuse our Crobats. You can Super Scoop Up, flip a coin of heads, pick up a Seismitoad, pick up a Crobat, pick up a Golbat, whatever you need. Now, I know in Decidueye you can play Devolution Spray to pick up a Decidueye into a whatever Rowlet's second stage is, which I have no idea what it is. I'm doing just good knowing those 2 guys. But you can like Devolution Spray, put the Decidueye GX back onto a different second stage Rowlet to do another 20 damage per turn, which is really strong. But you can't, I mean, you might play Super Scoop Ups. I don't know. I'll definitely try it out first with Super Scoop Ups and then Devolution Sprays. But Super Scoop Up to pick up damage size to it is so good. It's so good. Before Ultra Ball 4 via Seeker, 1 AZ to return 1 Pokemon into your hand, which can bring your whole Crobat line back into your hand to reuse it that turn if needed. 1 Course, because we're going to have a full bench, and your opponent's going to have a full bench as well. 1 Getsis. Getsis is really strong because turn 1 Getsis can shut down your opponent's deck completely if you shuffle all their item cards back in their deck, which is really good. So you're going to play Getsis, your opponent can reveal their hand. For each item card they reveal, they shuffle it back to their hand, and you draw 1 for each card you put in there. 1 Karen, which is going to help you out against Night March, pretty much just giving you an auto win because you can shuffle all the Pokemon back into their deck. 2 Lysander, like I said, if I did have a Giratina, I'd definitely cut a Lysander for Giratina almost ASAP. 2 in, 4 Sycamore, 1 Xerosic to discard a tool or a special ninja card. Now this is going to help out against Garbodor because you can Xerosic a Flowstone off Garbodor, then use your Crobats and Golbats. You can discard a DC off the active, a special, any special energies like Double Dragons DCs, which is really good. 2 Fighting Freebo to give your Seismitoad EXs 40 more HP, so now it's 220 HP, and you can do additional 10 more damage with 4 DC and 3 Water Energies. Alright, and there we go. There's the Seismitoad, not Decidueye Crobat deck. And another thing as well is when you play Decidueye, you don't have to play Grass Energies, but you want to play Grass Energies, so you can talk about Decidueye if you want to. I still think Grenade Hammer is like just really broken and just a really good end gamer. Like I said, I might want to play 4 Sidestone instead of the Lugia. Lugia was in there to help out against Evital. Just because you can, like, they put a bunch of energies on their guy, you can then put down Lugia DC and take a knockout, which is really cool. But there we go, guys. There's my version of Seismitoad Crobat. Like I said, next week we'll cover Seismitoad Decidueye and see what is the difference between these 2 decks. Which one is better? That is going to be up to you to decide for sure. But guys, hope you enjoyed this deck breakdown. We'll see 2 games with the deck here in a second, and we'll see how strong is this Seismitoad Crobat deck. But thanks for watching, and let's see the deck in action. Alright, so against George AR playing a Grass, Psychic, and a Lightning deck. Alrighty, so see what is going to happen. Now, on the coin flip, hopefully we'll be able to go first. Alright, so we won the coin flip, which is fantastic. Yes, I would love to go first. On to our turn, let's see what is going to happen. Alright, so we start Zubat. We actually have an okay turn. We can Computer Search, discard a Water and a Crobat to grab. Wait, we're going first or second? That's a big difference. Let's see. What do we have here? There's a Joltik, and alright, so a Night March deck. So I'm going to Computer Search, discard a Water, and a Crobat. Okay, with this, we're going to grab a Seismitoad. Nope, not a laser, a Seismitoad, thank you very much. So grab a Seismitoad, put that guy down. Oh no, we could have tried to dug for the knockout. Oh man, if we would have grabbed the laser plus Verbeek, we could win right now. Okay, I just now noticed this. Alright, so Super Scoopable, Ultra Ball, discard 1 to 2 to grab another Zubat. Okay. Yeah, I definitely should have dug for a laser and then try to hit, or dug for a Verbeek and then try to hit a laser to win the game. So Zubat coming down. We will Shaman, set up for 3 new cards. Okay. Oh, yeah, definitely should have went for the laser. Alright, so there's a Zubat. We will Super Scoop Up, trying to pick up the Shaman. And I'm just going to pass right now, because what we can do next turn is retreat and Quake It Punch with the Karen and pretty much just auto-win the game. Alright, so DCT active. He can take a knockout for sure, right? Muscle Band to deactive, which is great. That means we could Quake and Punch for a knockout. So Ultra Ball, going to discard 2 cards from his hand, discards a Lampent and a Flowstone. This will most likely get a Shaman, or a Lampent, okay? So he either has another Ultra Ball or Sycamore's hand. But yep, there's Sycamore, and guys, we're about to Karen. It doesn't matter how many Battle Compressor he plays, we have a Karen. We get Karen, put all of his Pokemon back on his deck, and that is going to be fantastic. We get a Crobat and a Zubat back as well. So he's going to Compressor, discard 2 Pumpkaboo. There's a Mew coming down, okay. But he plays Grass, so that means he plays a Vespiquen. I still think Vespiquen is that scary, though, because once we use Karen, he can't put him back in his deck. Alright. So he's the Ultra Ball, going to discard 2 cards from his hand. And let's see, does he go for a Combee or for another, or for a Shaman? Discards a Dimension Valley and a Love Ball. That card in his hand must be like really valuable. There's an Unknown, okay. So see the Unknown come down and probably a Shaman is what I imagine. No, just going to Feral Letter, okay. So maybe he doesn't play Shaman in his deck or something. I don't know. So Night March for a ton of damage. But we are going to use Karen to shuffle all those Pokemon back in his deck. So we'll send up Zubat. On to our turn, we will use good old Karen, shuffle all those Pokemon back into the deck. Alright, so there we go. Putting all those guys back up on his deck. We'll put down Zubat. We will retreat and use a good old Quake and Punch for 30 damage. Alrighty, so there we go. Taking a knockout, going down to 5 prize cards. And Night March is probably one of your easier matchups for sure. Mew coming up to the active spot on my opponent's turn, okay. And what can he do? Well, he's going to Sycamore, discard a Vespiquen, Flowstone, and a Rainbow Energy, okay. A Combee coming down. Vespiquen coming on the line as well. Unknown coming down, okay. Unknown, alright. So a Feral Letter, discarding 1. So right now he's doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Doing 120. Wow. Alright, so he's going to put those back in his hand. Another Mew coming down. And a pass onto our turn. Alright, so we get a Crobat. I could Super Scoop Up, try to pick up the Shaman to start digging for Golbats, because I really don't end my opponent right now. So I'm going to Super Scoop Up first. Eds will pick up a Shaman. Will VS Seeker. Do we VS Seeker for Karen to put all his Pokemon back in his deck? Puts 4 more Pokemon back in there. Sure. Well, let's just be mean. Let's Karen again. Gonna put all the Pokemon back in his deck. Okay. And we will Shaman, set up for 3. I'm looking for some Golbats right now to start doing damage to Vespiquen, because that is a scary card. So Water, Seismitoad, so put down Seismitoad, put down a Water, play a Hypnotoxic Laser. And Tails, unfortunately, but we'll Quake and Punch for 30 plus Poison, bring it up to 40 damage. Alrighty, so what it has 90 HP or 80 HP left, so I'm going to draw a card, okay. And can my opponent find a supporter card, and he plays another Sycamore every single turn, but he doesn't discard any Pokemon this turn, and this time around he discards 2 Special Charge. Unknown coming down, Unknown coming down. This Unknowns keep beating the field. DC on Vespiquen, okay. Feral Letter, going to discard Unknown, alright. Another Feral Letter, going to discard Unknown, okay. And we'll most likely see a pass. There's a Combee coming down. A Dimension Valley come down instead. Okay. Joltik. And we'll see Intelligence Gathering for 10. They're going to draw up to 6 new cards in his hand. Alrighty. So on our turn, he's going to take 10 damage for Poison first. So on our turn, we find a Sycamore. So I'm going to put it at a 5. We get 5 as well. I'm looking for some Golbats, like I've said. But still, we cannot find any. Now, 3, 4... 5, 6, 7. So what I'm going to do is put a Water Energy in this guy, and I'm going to Quake and Punch. What this does is makes the Mew gets knocked out, come back on our turn, thanks to... Actually, no it doesn't, because I can't math. Yeah, well, I mean, if we put down the Verbeck City Gem, he would have got knocked out, come back on our turn, so DC on the Vespiquen, okay, so Vespiquen coming on the line as well. That's not good. That's not good at all, okay. And another Intelligence Gathering for 10, alright. So let's see, how much is he doing? Just 2 Pokemon in discard pile right now. So on our turn, we get a Super Scoop Up. Super Scoop Up doesn't seem that really good right now, so I'm just gonna Quake a Punch for a knockout. Going down to 3. Okay, alright, so it's going down to 3. We find a... Okay, let's see what 2 cards we get. There's a Lysander and a Hypnotoxic Laser. Alright, so he's going to send the Vespiquen. Right now, Vespiquen's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's only do 100, so it's not too scary, but it still is threatening for sure. So just going to be revenge for 100 damage. Alright, so Super Scoop Up times. Do we believe in Super Scoop Up, guys? Come on, Super Scoop Up and heads. We'll pick up the Seismitoad. Alright, this is why Super Scoop Ups is so broken. We'll send a Zubat, put down the Toad, put a DCE, put a Laser, or if it makes it a Gym, a Laser. We will heads, go Night Knight, we'll retreat, and go for a Quake Punch with the DCE one. We want to save the 2 water energies for a Grenade Hammer. So there we go, Poison, everything else. If he stays asleep, he gets knocked out, come back our turn, which is fantastic. Alright, so we're looking good, guys. We are looking good for sure. Another Mew hit the field, okay. Rainbow Energy on the Mew, don't care about that. And the Vespiquen will get knocked out, come back our turn. We'll go down to 2 prize cards. Now, we could win the game right now. There's a VS Seeker, okay. We just gotta find some stuff. Let's see who. Okay, go to some of the Joltik, which I don't care about really. Find a Silent Lab. Man, I wish we had some Golbats. I wish we had some Golbats. I don't know why we can't find any. So I think I'm gonna do just... Okay, I was gonna Lysander to bring up the Mew, Laser, punch it for 60. If it stays asleep, we pretty much win the game there. If it doesn't stay asleep, well, later on, we could bring it back up. We could start using Golbats. That game, we didn't even use Golbats at all. It was definitely just Toad plus Laser, taking knockouts. But we'll see one more game with the deck here in a second. Hopefully, I don't miss that, the turn 1 knockout we could have gotten. Well, I mean, we wouldn't have gotten it because we didn't hit a Verbic or Laser regardless, so that didn't matter. But we'll see another game with the deck here in a second. It can Seismitoad Crobat actually be used correctly this time and actually use some Crobats. Alright, we'll see what happens. Alright, so putting Mr. Clown's ZZ playing a Dragon, Psychic, Colors, and a Dark deck. So like always, we'll go heads. And it is tails, so we'll be going second, but we could get the potential turn 1 Quick Punch if we start Toad, DCE. So let's see, who does he decide to go first? We did have the advantage, but I'm not sure what he's playing either. So, we start Seismitoad, which is fantastic, and a DC. Okay, so we're pretty, like, set for turn 1. We got the DC, Laser, Fighting Fury Belt, so press done. And let's see what is going to happen, guys. Alrighty. So, there's a Giratina. Kind of scary, I'm not gonna lie to you. So, double Dragon to the active, okay. Trainer's Mail, look at the top 4 cards of his deck. Now, Giratina can shut down our tool cards, our special energies, and our stadium cards. There's a town map. Okay, that's something interesting you don't usually see. So, town map, going to show Giratina. So, it's definitely a Darkrai Giratina deck. So, Ultra Ball discarding a Dark and a Sycamore. Show me Hoopa. I imagine that's what we'll see. There's a Hoopa. Going to use Scoundrel Search for 3 EX Pokemon. Alrighty. Well, we could get a turn 2 Quake Punch, and we just gotta hope our opponent doesn't have a Zerosic or a Team Flagrant. Either one of those would be really bad, because then we can't Quake Punch anymore unless we attach 2 waters. So there's a Darkrai Shame and a Hydreigon. Alright. So see those guys coming down. Alright, so the Hydreigon coming down. We'll see a Darkrai coming down, and we'll see a Fighting Field onto the Darkrai, and we'll see a Shaman set up for 5 new cards. Now, opponent should be playing Dark Patch, which can get more energies on his Darkrai faster. I don't know if he's playing like a standard version of expanded or actually playing an expanded deck. That really does change how the deck is played. And no, our hand was so good. We had a DCE. I mean, all we need is a DCE, but still, we had a DCE. No, how dare you? All right, so there's a Getsis, Zubat, Karen. Okay, our hand is like really subpar now. There's a Fighting Field going to the bench Hydreigon. Okay. And what else does he have here? He needs to play all of his item cards he can, because if he does not, we can get some, shuffle back into his deck, and potentially draw a bunch, maybe up to 4 or 5. Be cool. Gets us to 5. Alright, so what will my opponent do? He's looking at his hand, debating what to do here. So, Baz, on our turn, we find a computer search, which is fantastic. So, I'm going to Getsis. Risky. It is risky. YOLO. Alright, so Ultra Ball, just one card. Alright, but we do know he has an N. So right now I'm going to put down Zubat. I'm going to computer search, discard 1 and 2 for a DCE. And we're going to Quake Punch off this turn. So there's a DCE. We'll put that down in the active, and we will Quake Punch for 30. Now he has an N plus a Dark Energy, but he needs to find a Double Dragon. If he finds a Double Dragon, he can Chaos Will, making us like in a bad situation. But we know he has an N. Will he play the N or hold on to his hand? Okay, that is the question. So Dark Energy active, okay. Darkrai coming down. And will he play the N in his hand or not? So there's, oh, he actually typed like a Sycamore. Wow, okay, that's pretty good. So discards a N and a Lysander. Okay. Alright. So let's see. On to our turn. What do we get? We get a Super Rod. So I'm going to be a Seeker for Getsis. Getsis, don't you fail me now, buddy. Give me the good stuff, Getsis. And Nest Ball, Ultra Ball, Dark Patch. Alright, so we get 3 new cards. But he has that dreaded the Double Dragon in his hand. So put down Golbat, do a 20 to the active, bring it up to 50. And next turn, we are going to be in trouble. Yep, so put down Toad. And we will Quake Punch for another 30 damage. Alright, so on my opponent's turn, I'm going to draw a card. Has 90 HP left. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can take a knockout next turn. If we find a Golbat, we have a Crobat ready, and a Laser. So Double Dragon. Another Sycamore is being played right now, which is very strange. Alright, because we can get this next turn. And if we get the crazy cards, we can take a knockout on this Giratina. Alright, can we do it, guys? That is the big mystery right now. So Chaos Will for 100 damage. Time to shine. Can Seismitoad take a knockout this turn? On our turn, we find a Ultra Ball. Alright. So I'm going to VS Seeker. For Getsis. Come on, Getsis. Give me something good, buddy. Give me a Laser. There's 1, 2, 3 new cards. 4 new cards coming in our hand. Let's see, what do we find? And we find a Laser. So we can put down Laser. We can Ultra Ball. So we can put down Crobat, right? I'll put 30 on the active. Alright, so he's up to 110. 3 and 9. Yeah, well, Ultra Ball, discard a Water plus a Fighting Free Belt to grab a Golbat. Do I actually need the Laser? Yeah, I do need the Laser. So Golbat, put a 20 on the active, leaving it with 40 HP left, and we get Quake Punch for the knockout. There we go, guys. We did it. Took another Giratina. That is amazing. Alright. Alright, so Tails, it does not wake up. Doesn't matter. We'll take 2 new prize cards. There's a Sycamore and a Water Energy. Alright, so now we are going places. Opponent's not going to be able to attack for a turn, and he has nothing in his hand thanks to those back-to-back guesses. So let's see, who does he decide to send up? Going to send a Darkrai with the Fighting Free Belt, that's fine. When it's his turn, he's going to draw a card, and now he's in big trouble. Our Toad does have a ton of damage, but that's fine. We see a Giratina coming down. And I know he has energy in his hand, but where does he commit it to? He could put on the active Darkrai. Yeah, I can put on the Darkrai. Okay, he can still Dark Pulse for 20, 40, 60, 70, which doesn't take a knockout. So put that for a big City Gem down. Water Energy, Super Rod, putting a Water back in our deck, and we'll finally play a Sycamore. Discard our hand, draw 7 new cards. All right. So there's a Laser. Okay, so we'll play a Laser. Going to try to put that Darkrai to sleep, and Tails, it does not go to sleep, but we will Quake Punch for 3, 6, 70 damage. All right. So 30, 30, and plus poison. No, sorry, 60. Sorry. I don't know where I got the 10 plus. So on my opponent's turn, he has a Dark Energy. That's not going to take a knockout. We don't care about that. We do not care about a Dark Energy at all. We can Coerce next turn for 8. That's really strong. So Dark Energy active. It's only going to do 70, which is not going to take a knockout. So Dark Pulse for 70. 30 for poison. And on to our turn, what do we find? We find an Ultra Ball. So we'll Ultra Ball, discard 1 and 2 to grab a Zubat. And a Victory Streak coming out. My opponent realized he cannot win this game. What it's going to do is grab a Zubat, Coerce, put a DC on the bench, Seismitoad, try to hit a Super Scuba, pick our damaged Toad, and when he had like 150 HP left, and we would have been fine. We would have won that game. And as you see there, Guillotine is like a pretty scary card, but with all like the item lock and everything like that, our opponent really can't do too much. And that was a good game right there. Even though we had a bad start, we were just like using Getsis and just drawing nothing. You can see how strong Getsis is and how you just Getsis, put all item cards back into his deck, make it where he can't do anything. Because once you Getsis, you put all those item cards back into his deck. So he's constantly just drawing those useless item cards over and over again. So guys, hope you enjoyed this episode of Expanded Thursday. Like I said, next week we'll cover Seismitoad Decidueye, which I know is the most hyped deck right now at this moment for Expanded. Everybody's like, Seismitoad Decidueye is BDIF, but I still think Seismitoad Crobat is a far superior deck just because it's free to treat. You can reuse Golbats and Crobats and stuff like that on the same turn. And so I think it's a lot better for sure than the Seismitoad Decidueye. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great Thursday. Alrighty. Bye. Alright guys, I just want to give a quick shout out to our 3 sponsors, 60 Cards, Yeti Gaming, and the Pokemon Company International. Links to everything will be down below in the description. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty.